Hello, how are you, my friend? It's so nice to write you again. How is the weather condition today? Well, for me, I would say it's a beautiful day. We are still celebrating in Nigeria. Our motherland, Nigeria, clocked 56 on the 1st of October. 56 long years filled with lots of memories. Some good, some bad. Well, we have come a long way, and I want to use this occasion to join Nigerians all over the world in praying and hoping that things get better for our dear country. You know, just like many other countries of the world, my country, Nigeria, has had its ups and downs. And that's talking about insecurity, terrorism, and the recent economic downturn, or what economists call recession. I would like to share some recent happenings with you. On the issue of insecurity, my president, Muhammadu Buhari, is championing the call for a global alliance against terror. He believes that constant sharing of intelligence and information among countries of the world could help stop the activities of terrorists who seek to inflict havoc and pain on our communities. The president said this while welcoming newly posted ambassadors of Tunisia, Germany, Sweden, and Canada to Nigeria. Acknowledging and commending the support Nigeria has received so far from several countries to fight the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeastern part of Nigeria, the president was glad to let them know that Nigeria has recorded remarkable progress in degrading the terrorist groups, scuttling some of their negative plans, and saving many lives. He said Nigeria needed to build and keep increasing her capacities to network and stay ahead of the terrorists who mostly operate across borders. In his words, and I quote, "The terrorists are all over the place, and we all must be more watchful." End of quote. And yes, being watchful is what many Nigerians are doing right now, owing to the economic crisis being experienced in the country. Okay, I must admit that our economy could be better. The fall in the price of oil, which is Nigeria's main export, and many other reasons are slowing down the rate of growth of the Nigerian economy. For us, Nigerians, this is not a very palatable situation, but with efforts being put in place by relevant authorities and, of course, with the support of the Nigerian people, we hope that the economic recession being witnessed in the country today would soon be a thing of the past, and Nigeria would become the economic powerhouse of Africa and the world. To take us on the path to economic dominance and self-sufficiency, especially in food production, the Nigerian Minister of Agriculture, Audu Ogbe, reassures Nigerians of the federal government's commitment to achieving self-sufficiency in staple food production within the shortest time possible. He said this would enable Nigeria to earn more foreign exchange through zero rejection of agro-commodity in the international market. According to the minister, some of the steps taken towards the realization of these objectives included putting in place programs and projects for sustained interventions along the agricultural value chain to improve agricultural efficiency, productivity, and competitiveness. In the same vein, Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, agrees that with concerted efforts, Nigeria could be an agribusiness success story. The former president was part of a team that flagged off an initiative tagged Zero Hunger. The major focus of this initiative is to ensure adequate research and innovation in food production, processing, marketing, among other things. In a nutshell, this program articulates what Nigeria as a country must do to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, one of which is an end to hunger. You do agree with me that food is a very important commodity for healthy living, don't you? Well, with the spate of poverty being experienced around the world, many people, Nigerians included, just want to have the basic necessities of life. Necessities like food, comfortable shelter, potable drinking water, good health facilities, access to good education, and just live happy and comfortably. Now, many are having to cut down on a lot of things, especially luxury items, owing to the economic recession witnessed in Nigeria today. On its own part, The Nigerian government, under the leadership of President Buhari, is doing all within its power to cushion the effects of the economic downturn. Also extending its arm of assistance to countries suffering from global economic crunch like Nigeria. The International Monetary Fund said it is prepared to lend money to Nigeria and other countries facing economic crisis. The loan, which will be at a free interest rate, is to help stimulate the recovery of their economies. The IMF Managing Director, Christine Lagarde, who made the disclosure at the yearly meeting of the IMF and World Bank in Washington, D.C., United States, said this new direction would help countries avoid going to the international markets or relying heavily on costly bilateral loans to raise money for developmental projects. However, Nigeria is treading with caution and may not be favorably disposed to taking the IMF offer. The reason alluded to this by government officials at the IMF meeting was that sometimes such facilities could come with many unfavorable conditions. The Nigerian government, though agreeing with the IMF that lots of funds need to be injected into the Nigerian economy, is wary of some of the tough conditions attached to the IMF loans. To cushion the effect of the economic recession in Nigeria, the presidency has expressed its intention to sell off 2 of its presidential jets to raise more money to inject into the Nigerian economy. This gesture has been commended by many Nigerians. You know what they say about tiny drops of water making an ocean? Well, on assumption of office as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari did promise to cut down on the cost of governance and to block leakages and waste in government spendings as much as possible. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garuba Shehu, confirmed this in a statement put out to the press. While 2 out of the 10 presidential fleets will be put up for sale, at least 1 or 2 more will be handed over to the Nigerian Air Force to boost their operations. Talk about leading by example, right? In other efforts towards boosting the Nigerian economy, the federal government of Nigeria has assured foreign investors who wish to come invest in the Nigerian economy that the country is safe, open, and secure for business. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, who gave this assurance, noted that President's administration had taken concrete steps to create an enabling environment for businesses to grow, attract investments that are essential for growth, expand our manufacturing base, and also diversify the Nigerian economy. He stated that his administration had made significant gains in the fight against corruption and insurgency as a base for the enthronement of a secure and stable polity. Senator Ngige, who was speaking while presenting Nigeria's position at the conclusion session of the Labour and Trade Ministerial Roundtable of African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, at the State Department, Washington, D.C., United States, expressed government's determination to create an enabling business environment attractive to foreign investments. Now to some very cheery news. Nigeria's Supreme Court has upheld the rights of the female child to inherit properties in Igbo land. Igbo land is in southeastern Nigeria. You may not understand how important this is. Well, I'll try to explain. The Nigerian society, like many other societies in Africa, is patriarchal in nature. This is a major feature of many of our traditional societies, to which the Igbos, one of the 3 major ethnic groups in Nigeria, belongs. This patriarchal nature makes the people in the community consider the female unequal to the male child and therefore not eligible to inherit property. Whatever property owned by a parent is inherited only by the male child. So just imagine a family without a male child and only female children. Your guess is as good as mine. They are cut off from inheriting their father's properties. For such families, these properties are taken over by uncles or distant relatives who are males. Now, why should gender rob you of what rightly belongs to you or rightfully belongs to you? Beats me. Many have frowned at this form of discrimination and have been advocating for gender balance when it comes to inheritance. Do you see why I'm so happy about the Supreme Court's ruling nullifying this tradition? The court voided this custom and ruled that it was not only discriminatory, it also conflicts with the provision of the Nigerian Constitution that talks about equal treatment of all and the right to human dignity. According to the court, every child has a right to inherit his or her father's estate because the process of fathering a child is the same, whether for male or female. We are all conceived and carried in the womb or incubated for 9 months. That's assuming there are no complications during the pregnancy. A sound judgment, right? Well, it's the way to go, especially in today's world where we are asking for equal or dignified treatment of all humans, irrespective of gender or race. And yes, it's another exciting news. And what could bring more excitement than the adrenaline-pumping world of sports? And when you say sports for Nigerians, and one of the most beloved is SOCCER, soccer, what we sometimes call football. It was a relief as our senior football team, the Super Eagles, went to Zambia and got a win, beginning Nigeria's campaign to participate in the 2018 World Cup holding in Russia on a very good note. The game, which ended 2-1 in favor of the Nigerian team, saw two of our rising stars, Alex Iwobi and Kelechi Iheanacho, scoring the 2 goals in the first half of the game. It was a fast-paced match that had most soccer lovers sitting on the edge of their seats. Though Zambia was able to draw back one of the goals by scoring in the second half, Nigeria held on to record an away win, grabbing 3 points to go top of the group many have described as a group of death, and one of the toughest groups that has strong footballing African nations like Algeria and Cameroon. With our new coach, Gernot Rohr, who by the way is from Germany, we hope to keep winning and look forward to going to Russia to win the World Cup. It's a dream, and dreams could come true, you know. Oh, I have enjoyed my time with you today. I'll write to you again next week to tell you more as events in my dear country unfold. Until then, please stay safe and take care, my friend. And bye for now.